today. I want to talk about some stuff because I wasn't around for a few days, and now it's one of those dangerous times where I actually start thinking about stuff, especially when the loading screen seems to have crashed. Yes. So I'm not happy with this game, and and there are multiple small reasons, and even so, I said before, I don't wanna bash the game just yet. I wanna make some points, just like when I did at the start, and I talked about FOV sliders and stuff, and then a few moments later, I had to basically eat my own words. But it's important to sometimes just stand still and think about the things you are doing and what you feel about them. Because the main problem on this game is that the quest double time is still there. So, um, so for one, yeah, that is still a thing. That thing, the respawns. I've done this now about 6 times. I'm freaking hating it. But the main stuff I want to talk about today is uh, that it feels weird for me to explore a second map. But before I do that, I want to mark some notes on the previous one. First off, I have no clue how to get this sector. Maybe it's the hospital, maybe not. But I wasn't able to reach the top. Maybe I can do it now. Who knows? Um, but what I wanted to talk about is that I have problems with the main storyline. Like before, every character was pretty straightforward with us, and no, gosh, remember the part where I said sometimes you have to take a stand and think about things. How about I make a stand and think what I'm thinking about first before I open my mouth even. So, okay. So, when I played Dying Light 1, it was okay that I did not get invested into the main storyline um, since the main storyline is not something I would uh, recommend in judging Dying Light 1 for, because because Dying Light 1 shines for me in its overworld, where the side NPCs are really intriguing or funny or interesting characters. But in this one, it doesn't really feel that way. Like I'm someone who really has problems getting invested into games. Often needs a stronger hook or ledge to get grabbed on to then progress in something. you know. But should stand somewhere else. Uh, can I maybe sleep? Um, but yeah, it's like the main story in Dying Light 1 was so stale, so uninteresting, and bland that it actually became a non-factor. It was a guideline through the game that here this is the start, the middle, and this is the end. But here, it's it's weird. Um, shit, this point I haven't shown. But when I made the decision of giving the also they told that this one leader is binding them all together, but then that leader was this weirdo who just thinks, we all need to be good and work together in the same thing, but then he has all these rats underneath him. Yeah. For example, no, I don't need the examples, um, because you especially notice it when the oh, okay, they are unlocked. You especially notice it when you get the quest of what's her name, and she will only talk to you when you have gained some respect points with the others in the bazaar. Else she will not talk to you about work or anything. So you talk to the different people and do stuff. Um, that's when I mainly noticed that actually no one cares about each other. They are just there to do jobs. Um, it could have been a intertwine or some weird connected. Really want to know what that is. Maybe let's do that. Come on, F. F does not work. Okay. Um. Yes. So none of the quests build on top of each other. So why should they even trust me, even after I worked for them? Because that's all I did. I did not even a big task besides that one water task. Or trustworthy task, I should rather say. The other one was even really devious, like that one guy that was at the door and instantly said like, oh, you know, I know some dudes that need a handyman. Then they ambushed me and tried to, I don't know, plunder my body or even send me to the peacekeeper as scapegoat or something. And who really knows? But yeah, also the main quest I feel lacks a lot of urgency. There's no real reason for me to even do the main quest. At least that's what it feels like. It's just there, and I want to add to that point with the sleeping event where I don't have a bed here, right? Oh, sleeping or something. No, is that the moment I hit level 4 was when I suddenly would get these weird cramps when I sleep or wake up. So that was a fixed level bound story event that just just got me out of the immersion, and I was even saying like that's probably getting explained further down the line. But in order to know what it is, I probably have to go down the main storyline. That is, I hate stuff like this. I talked the last or the one before that. That must have been the last one, where I wanted to go back when we got chased by with that main scientist. I've forgotten the name about the guy that experimented on us. Yeah, I got chased by him. That I wanted to go back and see how urgent was even the running part. Yeah, how time trially was it really? Could I just take a break every now and then, and it would have been okay? Um, and that is what this cramping thing felt like. It's then it happened. Yeah, when we suddenly got ambushed in the tunnels, and Ator got insta-gipped, which is also something that really disappointed me. Like someone I halfway got invested in suddenly is just dead on the floor or unconscious. Like if I at least had the I thought grapple was grappling hook, haha. If I at least had the chance of rescuing him and and stabilizing him so he might get a comeback point later down the storyline, that would have been cool. That would have been nice. But to just have lose someone by a scripted event, like what if I chose the savior, so survivors there? Would they have had a team it got ambushed by the scientists and Instagib. This makes all less and less sense the more I think about it. Why is this an airship? Ah, okay. Got irritated by the glowing bits, but yeah.
Warm, welcoming heart, friendly faces.
Also, this a part where I don't know how much credit, positive or negative, I should give it to, is in the previous update came out, not the one that came out today, because I don't know what that one did, but also I'm not really reading those updates, but the last update that came out um, suddenly made the game use more resources. And now I'm here having to cramp down the game from high settings to the lowest ones because I don't wanna suddenly have big impacts on my performance, you know, which causes the game to look even more crap than it already looks. Like this is now really unfortunate that it is night, but and because it's harder to see now. But if you look down, this actually does not look bad. Yeah, it looks a bit better when I cramp it up. But I look in the distance. Look at those trees. The fuck are those? Seriously. Or any sort of leaf work or anything that has somewhat color is suddenly like a blanket. Just there. What the heck? And I have this fortune that I grew up with games that just look like shit, you know? So I'm used to lower graphic standards. Yeah, I played Sacred Brood War for uh, for hundreds of years in my youth. Yeah, and played other. Yeah, that was my generation of growing up with graphic fidelity, but uh, a thing I've noticed is that this game pixelated a lot on stream, on recording, and that is because it's too much detail for what is actually there. The best example I have that I did um, is Crisis 1 versus the other Crisis parts. The Crisis 1 looks terrible graphic wise compared to the other two, but 2 and 3, even so they have more detail, look definitely better than the first one. Do not pixelate as much as Crisis 1 does on stream. And that is due to not a lot of fine lines. Every texture is definite. And not individual. Like, every time I have a form of foliage on my stream, that blurs and crashes the bitrate into the astronomical. And you can see it in this game as well, because once I get into interior, once I'm inside, I probably have none of these problems. No matter no matter of how fast I run also. Yeah, it will always stay clear. You will be able to make out that that is a human and not some sort of mush that has to clear up for a few seconds.
You're walking away with some good shit.
And I want this, but also not. And that is what I'm criticizing here. That up close, this game looks good. Okay, this is the lowest graphics thingy magic. But a theory I have also why not shit, stuff looks so incredibly bad the further away from you it is that it's actually further away from you. Um, what I mean by that is that it's possible that there are basically circles around you. Like let's say a 15-meter circle, a 60 and a 120-meter circle, and inside the closest one you have the max detail, you have the ultra HD RTX high-end graphics fidelity, right? And then it gets downscaled the further away items are from you. And that is why those trees look absolutely like garbage, because they are so far. They are in circus number 3, so they do not have the fine detailing they normally would get, and that is drawing away so much atmosphere, because you know they are placeholders. This is placeholder texture, and it doesn't get better when I turn up the graphics. Yeah, I have to press an extra button here. What the fuck? What the fuck? It doesn't get better. Stay a placeholder. Yeah. The only thing is they have little black dots on them now. A little bit of shading. But they are still green mush. It's just this is one. What was it? It's this one, right? God, I accidentally accepted motion blur. Oops. Yeah. And suddenly half the quality is just gone. The other one is the very ground, I think. Was it full quality? I think there were two that just insta-gipped the graphics on them. I don't remember exactly what it was. On the YouTube I have a video where I played around with my graphics, so you could watch that to see it specifically, because I don't want to get hung up on it right now. And I'm also seeing that currently my graphics card is not doing too bad, so I can probably leave it like this. Probably. It's low or high? Let's keep it low. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look that much better on higher graphics. Too bad I don't have an RTX card. Yeah, right. Because I don't need one. The 2060 my nephew has is getting outperformed by my 1060. in everything that is needed. Yeah. Um, okay, that is a bit unfair in just stating that because yes, the 1060 is weaker than the 2060. Ooh, almost died here. But also, what is unfair is that he likes to crank up the graphics to the max, no matter what. So he then wonders why games crash or badly perform performance-wise, and he can just downgrade his graphics. While I sit there, play the game on medium or the lowest graphics, and then have my 120 frames. Yeah. But yeah.
We made it.
But yeah, I'm currently on a 1070, so it's not an 80s and graphics card, but it's not the worst.
Finally suggest you get the fuck out of my face before you get hurt.
Yeah. Also, I think this rant here is at its end. Like, I just have to say it again. I don't feel any urgency from the main quest. Like in Dying Light, you had some sort of urgency because the city would at some point run out of antizin. But even that is not happening here. Also, this. I don't know if it's the best or worst addition to this game, the survivor senses. Because of that, I'm looting constantly. Like, I'm a little looter. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. And then in this high pressure situations where I'm getting chased by something or I'm hunting something and I'm supposed to run, constantly like Q this, Q that, and can I? Ooh, jumped that wrong. Um, hell yeah. I'm constantly searching, and then sometimes I get additionally infuriated because the survivor senses isn't activating because the game hasn't loaded the map for the survivor senses. Yeah. Also, I think I had like 3 big events to this point where I was hunted or hunting something. Then I was supposed to get a lot of random loot, a lot of big boxes with blue and purple loot, and I just ran past it because it didn't feel right to the pace that I was experiencing the game at, which is then contradictory to my nature because, like I said, I'm a little looter, and then suddenly I don't accept the quest reward loot because it didn't feel in the pace of the quest. Like I was supposed to get out of there. Yeah, because I just had a traumatic experience. I'm not gonna stand there and loot for something. I wanna get the fuck away and forget what just happened. But yeah, like I said, this is not my complete thoughts because I think there will stuff will change and shift. So this is more like a notepad note.